fine morning to ride. I'm on my Himalayan, easing through the central Pennsylvania landscape, heading nowhere in particular. And while riding, I remembered something moto journalist Peter Egan wrote in Cycle World titled "A 3,500-Mile Royal Enfield Himalayan Summer." Look it up. It's a great piece of writing about life with a motorcycle. Egan wrote about his Himalayan, quote, "After riding this bike, my others often feel overly touchy and abrupt. The Himalayan gives you a nice sense of flow," unquote. I know exactly what he's talking about, for it was the same feeling I had test riding other, more powerful motorcycles. I ride to relax, think, and rejuvenate, and that nice sense of flow is apparent with the Himalayan. Sure, it's fun. I often get to socialize with other riders. You can get a sense of flow with other motorcycles, but it takes a little extra practice. An old Buddhist teaching says, "Suffering is inevitable. Misery is optional." But does finding flow on a motorcycle prepare me in some way to deal with the suffering that is sure to come in life? So how might riding help me when life serves up a challenge, when suffering comes knocking? Riding has taught me to be calmer and more patient. For riders who want to go fast and push themselves and their machines, this may seem, well, stupid. But think about this. Whether riding slowly or fast, in each case, we bring a desire to master our actions. And that happens through focus, repetition, and practice. Our minds and bodies become more disciplined and able to cope more readily with the moments before us. And for me, that means I can more easily evaluate what's happening. If I look, I will find patience and calmness in the physical, mental, and emotional storms. If I can accept what is happening, I have a chance at keeping the door to misery closed. About a month ago, my wife had a complex spinal reconstruction surgery. A brutal assault on her body, according to her neurosurgeon. 10 hours in the operating room on a Friday, and another 6 hours on the following Monday. A dramatic, life-altering event for her and for me. And ripe with opportunities to transform the surgical suffering into misery. It's easy to dwell on risk and bad outcomes, the financial impact of 6-figure medical procedures, restrictions on movement, time, and freedom, and on and on. I thought about how fragile I am. Even small things can alter my life. Spending long days in a hospital waiting for the next update from the operating room, sitting, walking, pacing and sitting again, hour after hour, provides a sweeping mental landscape in which to entertain some dark thoughts and feelings. While waiting, I thought about riding, an escape from the reality of what was happening, maybe. But perhaps riding has revealed there is no need for me to be a victim in life. I do have choices. Choices in how I ride, where I ride, what I ride, and when I ride. And the realization of having choices infiltrate all aspects of my life. I always have choices. Maybe this is all a bunch of navel-gazing crap. The calm and patience learned while riding was available to me in the hospital. Focus, acceptance, and faith that I'll be okay in the hospital, just as I am on the road. And while it may sound selfish focusing on me, I cannot help my wife unless I take care of myself. And that requires choices of self-care, sleep, food, exercise, and care of my spirit. And all of that has required a level of self-discipline, patience, and calmness that I did not possess before I started riding. Getting older, being married for a long time, you begin to understand the notion of commitment, something elusive in my youth, where richer and poorer, in sickness and in health, have new meaning now. All those cold, snowy rides I made taught me perseverance. And crossing snow and ice requires a patient approach for a successful outcome. And now, as my reconstructed spouse requires help through the night, the ability to face adversity with patience is a gift. Does riding help prepare a person to deal with the suffering in life? I think so. But that's my experience. Perhaps you have a different path. And that will wrap up this episode of Scooter and the Sticks. Until next time, be well and ride safe.